Wow. We're all waiting for this day. Finally, it's here. Took 36 games of this NBA season to get here. For the first time this NBA season, the Toronto Raptors started a game with nobody on the injury report. Nobody. They had all 5 of their starters available to play, and they started together. So how, after all this, let's wait and see what it looks like when we're healthy. I know it's only one game, but how on earth did the Raptors get blown out again? Well, we will try to answer that question over the course of tonight's post-game show. And as a reminder, I am compelled that when I I turn away a lot of plans, not that I'm popular or anything. I am here. I dedicate a lot of my life to being present for all of these games, to stream for all of these games. So subscribe to the channel if you want to continue to see content for pretty much every Raptors game, and drop a like if you enjoyed this one along the way. Maybe you like the content here. Maybe you don't like the game. Not a great game. 128-104. For the 6th time in 7 games, the Raptors have been blown out. Lost by 14 to the Knicks. Lost by 29 to the Grizzlies. Lost by 29 to the Hawks. Lost by 54 to the Celtics. Beat Brooklyn. We could beat Brooklyn. Lost by 9 to Orlando. Yeah, they lost by 9. Okay, not a blowout. They lost by 9. Not a great Orlando team. They lost to. And they got blown out. They made it look a lot better in garbage time. Still didn't get to 100 points against that team. Now, a 24-point loss to the Bucks. Another one where they kind of made it look better in garbage time as well. Yeah, one game with the healthy lineup. Granted, RJ Barrett wasn't completely healthy. He was still dealing with the effects of the illness that has kept him out of action for a few games. As a result, he was on a minutes restriction, but he still played the most minutes in the entire Raptors. So minutes restriction, my ass. Not healthy, my ass. RJ Barrett had the most minutes on the Raptors today. So, yeah, completely healthy team. 100% healthy team. Not one single player on the injury report for the Raptors today. All these excuses that have gone into this team. I know it's one game. What is the excuse today? Will Lou on Twitter. Great follow. Great Raptors creator. Hello, welcome podcast. What's the excuse today? That's what he said after the game against the Orlando Magic. Well, RJ Barrett wasn't playing. Now, there's really no excuse. I genuinely want somebody to tell me what I am not seeing with this coaching staff that would indicate any sort of a sliver of a hope that this can work out, that they can do this, that they can figure this out. Genuinely love to be enlightened, because I just don't see it. I just don't see it. They get blown out every game, and it's just even worse, even more exaggerated how bad I feel about how bad they're playing when they do it at home in front of fans who have paid hundreds and hundreds of dollars to come and see the game. Few things here for this game. You finally have RJ Barrett, Emmanuel Cookie, and Scottie Barnes all healthy. So why midway through the first quarter are all 3 of them on the bench at the same time? You have waited for this moment to have all of them together, and you bench them all at the same time. And the Bucks go on a 17-0 run in the midst of that. Not completely when they're on the bench, but a 17-0 run by the Bucks in the first quarter, I think it was. They're gone for the entire game. You take, well, you know what? We started chucking in the end. At halftime, the Raptors had 10 3-pointers attempted. They finished with 35. They go 9 of 35, which is really bad. They were 1 of 10 from 3 at halftime. They took one single 3-pointer in the second quarter. One. So even though the Raptors were shooting 50% from the field at half, they were down by 19 to a team that had only made 3 more shots than them, because the Bucks, even with a bad coach like Doc Rivers, understand how to coach. At least he understands how to coach basketball. They take shots from three. They went 50%. You might think, oh, they ran hot from three. They went 22 of 44 from three. We got lucky they ran hot from three. Every game is the same thing. You could have said about Orlando. How is every team running hot from three against the Raptors? I'll tell you why. They are over-helping, over-rotating. Giannis gets doubled on every possession, and he has an open three-pointer to pass to every time he gets it. My God, do you not learn? 11 points for Giannis. He took 8 shots. He had 13 assists. He had 13 fucking assists. He was plus 27. Because every time he got it, we overhelped. We rotated too aggressively. It left a wide open shooter. And my God, do you not do your homework? How many fucking shooters does this team have? Bobby Portis can shoot. He goes 4 of 6. Gary Trent, we know he can shoot. He goes 3 of 5. AJ Green, 1 of 2. At least he didn't take more than 2. Damian Lillard, 5 of 8. Brook Lopez, 4 of 8. Taurean Prince, 2 of 5. All these three-pointers taken because you are putting so much emphasis on over-helping. And they get an open three every time. Like, okay, strategy to start the game. Even if you are dumb enough to leave all their shooters open because you didn't learn your lesson from the Orlando game where you should have known before the Orlando game. Stop over-helping off corners and leaving open threes in the corner. Right? You should have known that for the Orlando game. Quarter and a half into the game, at least they kind of figured it out. How on fucking earth do you start the next game the same way? Then get burned early, then not change your strategy? How do you keep doing it? How do you keep suffering with the same fate over and over and over again as a head coach, as a coaching group in general, whether it's Darko Rajakovic, whether it's Pat Delaney? How do you suffer with the same fate over and over and over again in the same game, right? Not just the same game, though. It's every game. We're getting blown at every game. We have no semblance of how to play defense here. Like at least in offense, in some capacity, there was some success today. Hey, we didn't get kept under 100 points today. We were close, but we got over 100 points today. At least Barnes got 21. Barrett got 25. Emmanuel quickly may have struggled, but hey, at least Barnes-Barrett scored. Hey, at least we have that. We at least have a little bit of offense to go off here. But every game defensively, it is such a mess. Look at that Orlando team we played the other day. They are a shell of themselves personnel-wise. But a good coach sets the tone for what is expected of his team on a day-to-day basis. What is expected of their team on a day-to-day basis. So no matter who's in, they understand what is expected of them. There is a culture instilled of what is expected of that team to perform defensively and what is deemed to be unacceptable. I would say a loss like this to Milwaukee Bucks, who are only favored by 5.5 points coming to this game, I would deem this as an unacceptable loss, losing by 24 points. This is unacceptable to lose like this. But they lose like this every game, unless they're playing one of the worst teams in the NBA. They lose like this every game in this stretch. Yeah, they had some closer losses in this stretch. Yeah, they only by 4 to Houston, only by 7 to that Brooklyn team, who I just said is really bad, only by 1 to the Bulls, only by 10 to only by 5 to the Knicks, and so on and so forth. But we're just in this stretch here where we're getting unacceptable loss after unacceptable loss, and we're getting into a rut where like all that morale that we had built it up is really starting to fade away. You see it on the faces here. And a lot of it is driven by just complete lack of culture having been set here. You as a coach need to set the tone for what you expect of your team from an effort standpoint defensively. So I don't even know what you do at this point. What do you do in the locker room after such another disaster of performance? Like you save these rants, you blow up on your team and these in the locker room and whatever. You must have that in a blowout. You must blow up and say that was unacceptable. But what do you do when it's every game? When you lose by 14, then 29, then 29, then 54, then 9, but it was worse as we said, then 24. What do you actually say to your team at this point? Like what can you actually do to try and pick them up at this point? Very obviously, there's a misunderstanding on offense of how to keep up in these games because they're not taking enough threes. They're not scheming open threes. The only time they're getting threes is in transition when the other team is disorganized. They are not like running an offensive set and getting an open look for 3 out of it. Very rarely are they doing that. Defensively, that is all the other team does. So you're giving up some of the most efficient looks in the NBA. Well, maybe they don't understand it. They're giving up some of the most efficient looks to the other team, and then they're not trying to scheme those open for themselves. Because I don't know, maybe they just don't fucking understand that those are really good shots that they need more of, and they should give the opponents less of. I genuinely can't give you any sort of defense for this coaching staff. I cannot. This is a healthy team now. Is it bad? Yeah. It's probably not that good of a team regardless, right? Not that good of a team regardless. They're going to lose games regardless. They're going to have some blowouts regardless. But every night, they are it's done at halftime. They're down by 19 at half today. Every game, it's a blowout unless they're playing a shit team like Brooklyn. What am I missing? What is the saving grace? I know it's one game healthy, but it's been getting healthier and it's been getting worse. Enlighten me. What is the saving grace of this coaching staff that I'm not seeing? Tell me, because I don't know. I have nothing to even think about rebuttaling with. Nothing. I can't think of anything of, well, is it this? Is it that? I got nothing for you. Both sides of the ball's cooked. The energy's cooked. The culture's cooked. I don't know. I don't know why people think that, yeah, this is going to work eventually. This is going to work. I don't see it. I'm out of things to say. That'll end it off. Like if you enjoyed, subscribe for more.